Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Alexander McEwen, and we are now on the 5th video, step by step, how to publish on Barnes & Noble. In addition to that, we're also going to go over the royalties as well as far as how often you get paid, okay? So, as you can see here, we got the PDF pulled up. We're going to scroll down here. Okay, how to upload your book to Barnes & Noble Press. You scroll down because your message deserves more than one shelf. It belongs everywhere. All right, so step 1, own it. This is not your first step. This is your next chapter. Your story is already in readers' hands. You're simply walking into alignment. Very important, guys. Step number 2, create your free Barnes & Noble Press account. 1, you're going to go to the barnesandnobles.com press website, which we will do that in a few. 2, click Get Started for free and sign in or sign up. 3, welcome to the author's side of the shelves. All right, step number 3, click Create New Project. You'll then be asked print book, ebook, so you can pick one or start with both. Either way, you'll reuse most of the same info, so it makes it very easy. Step 4, you're going to fill in your book details. You're going to put in the title and subtitle. You're going to put in the author name, so whether that's your name or if you're using a pen name. You're going to put in the book description. Make it feel like you. And just like I said in the Amazon video, guys, the book description is very important. Be very mindful of what you're putting here because the readers, they're going to ultimately make their decision on purchasing your book from the book cover. So that's why the book cover needs to be great. They are going to look at the reviews as well, but you're not going to have reviews obviously in the beginning. And so the next thing they're going to look at is what the book is about. So you want to make sure that you're having a phenomenal description, that something that's really going to capture the reader's attention and convince them to buy the book, why your book is the one that needs to be purchased, okay? So whether that's you writing it yourself, you be mindful. If you're outsourcing it to a ghostwriter, make sure that when they are submitting the book to you, that they are also including a great, phenomenal description of the book. And then if you're using the assistance of ChatGPT, you could do that as well. Again, just be very specific and make sure that you are mindful of what you're telling it, saying, hey, write me a beautiful, convincing bestseller description of this particular book, okay? And you go from there. So keep that in mind, very important. Series, if any, we talked about that too. This is another reason why it's so important, guys, to always think about the reader first, because if you're doing very good, whether it's under your name or a pen name, and you're giving some great, amazing books, the customers, the readers, they'll continue to come back to you and purchase more and more books. So if you're writing a series, whether that's 6 books or 10 books, if they like that first one, they're going to read all of them, okay, which leads to more sales for you. All right, so it's a win-win, guys. Always think about it from that perspective. Just think about the people and everything else will flow. I promise you that. Next, we got the language, whatever language you decide to use for your book. We also have the category. Again, very important, guys. The category as far as where you place your book at, super important because you want to make it easy, very easy for your ideal reader to find and purchase your book, okay? So we talked about that. Keywords is just as important because the keywords, the readers are going to be typing that in the barnesandnobles.com website to look for certain books. So if you have the right keywords for your book, it will show up when they are searching for it and it will see your book and they will make the purchase, okay? So always make sure the keywords, make sure you have that together so that the readers can find your unique energy. Okay, next tip, be honest, be bold, be you. That's the voice people want to read. All right. Step 5, upload your files. So you're going to upload your formatted manuscript, PDF preferred for print, EPUB for the ebook. You're then going to upload your front and back cover or use Barnes & Noble's free cover creator. So I haven't used their free cover creator nor Amazon free cover creator. And again, that's entirely up to you guys. I more so use graphic designers. That's what I've been doing for years, but it's entirely up to you. You can definitely use the free cover creators right there for you. All right, next, review everything in the previewer. It's your book spotlight moment. Okay. Next, step 6, choose your book size, paper, and binding. This is where you design how your physical book feels in someone's hands. So you're going to choose the trim size, paper color, white or cream, and whether you want glossy or matte covers. Pro tip, cream paper with matte cover is a classic for self-help and memoirs for those of you who are interested in writing those type of books. All right, then we got step 7, set your price and distribution. We went over that for Amazon too, guys. Remember that if you are interested in global distribution, if you want to maximize your royalties, again, everything is entirely up to you. I'm just giving you guys some options, and I'm letting you know what most authors and publishers tend to do. So to maximize the royalties on Barnes & Nobles, if you were using Barnes & Nobles as one of your main sites, you would publish your book directly to Barnes & Nobles. Do not click the global distribution option, okay? Just so you can maximize your royalties on Barnes & Nobles. And then you will go to either Ingram Spark or Lulu and publish that book again for wide distribution. So now you essentially get the best of both worlds. You're able to maximize your royalties for anyone who purchases the book on Barnes & Nobles, and then everywhere else, you're going to be fine, because as I shared with you all before, it's going to be a lower royalty rate when you do wide distribution, especially when you do it on these sites, whether it's Barnes & Nobles or Amazon. So I would definitely encourage you to do it that way that I suggested, whether that's Ingram Spark or Lulu. Okay, so you choose your price. They're going to show you the royalty breakdowns. You're going to select where your book will be available, barnesandnobles.com, stores, and more. Okay, then you got to assign an ISBN. They will give you one for free if you need it. So again, guys, Amazon, as I said to you before, they all do it. Everyone has free ISBNs. The only downside about Barnes & Nobles is that they do limit you guys. I believe it's only about 20 per month. So that's the only thing. But besides that, it's still wonderful that they're giving you the ISBNs for free. So if you end up publishing more books than that, you're going to have to buy some. So you can either, see if I can pull this site up again. I actually got this pulled up right now. You can either go with Bowker, which is the most reputable source when it comes to purchasing ISBNs. However, it is more pricey. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you can afford it, that's great. And then I Googled cheap ISBN numbers. So if you go ahead and Google that, and I scroll down here, this one right here, the ISBN Direct, this one is the cheapest one that I know of. And they, again, you're able to get your ISBNs from here as well. Okay, so it's completely up to you. I'm just making sure you guys have plenty of options to choose from. And some of you may not even be publishing that many books in a month, but it may get to that point. So I'm just letting you know ahead of time that you can either go to Bowker, the Bowker website. Let me just even show you guys that too again. Bowker ISBN, it already pops up. So you would go here to Bowker ISBN and you would purchase ISBNs there, or as mentioned, you could go to what I just showed you, the cheap ISBNs, which is, I believe it's called ISBN Direct. Scroll down here. Yep, ISBN Direct. So you can use that too. All right, so it's entirely up to you guys. I'm just making sure you have choices. All right, so we come back here. Step 8, preview and publish. Double check your files, take a deep breath, click publish. Your book is now preparing to enter the Barnes & Nobles universe. It's already on shelves in the spirit realm. Now it's just catching up in the physical. So final step, acknowledge the victory. Take a moment, feel your name on that digital shelf, visualize someone reading your words at a cafe, a bus stop, a quiet night in. You did this. All right, so guys, I want to show you how we publish our books on Barnes & Noble. So what you're going to do, guys, is this. I already have this pulled up. I actually have another site pulled up too. So you type in, go to Google, and you're going to type in Barnes & Noble's Press. Okay, that's going to pop up. And then from there, you will have the option to either sign in or create accounts. You click create an account. Okay, then once you click on that, you're going to see this right here. And just go ahead and put in your information, your first name, your last name, email address, confirm it, confirm your password, all of that good stuff, guys. All right, security question, then the security answer. Then you put in your phone number, then you got to confirm your phone number, your email preferences, all of that. It's entirely up to you which one you're going to choose. All right, I'm just giving you guys a second to do that. Okay, guys. And then from here, and actually I have it pulled up on another page. When you put all the information in, it should ask you to confirm. Like you may receive either an email or a code from your phone, just like how you did with Amazon, I believe. Once you're done with that, you should see this page. Okay, it'll say welcome your name, Barnes & Noble's Press, and it has everything here: projects, sales report, author resources, my account. All right, so very important. Just like with Amazon, you have to fill out that tax information to be able to get paid from your book sales, your royalties and everything. So same thing with Barnes & Noble's, you have to fill out the vendor registration in order to get paid. Okay, so you start there with that when it comes to getting paid for your book sales. Okay, very important, because you're not going to get paid otherwise until you fill that out. Okay, so if we were creating a book, guys, we would go ahead and click create a new book. We would choose whether it's print or ebook, so I'm just going to choose print. From here, you put in the title of your book. So I'm just putting this here, obviously, just so we can go ahead. So give your book a title, then you hit next. You put whether you're selling your book or keeping it personal. So obviously in this particular situation, we're selling the book, and then you hit next. Okay, then from here, register to sell your book. Yes, I'll do it now. No, I'll do it later. So in my scenario, just so that I can show you guys how to do things, obviously I'm doing it later. Okay, but you would do it now. I would encourage everyone just to go ahead and do it now and get that out of the way when you're really doing this. This is just a demonstration, so you know what you're doing. Okay, so from here, guys, you look at that left column. This is everything we're doing: book size and type, interior, the cover, the book details, the vendor form, review and publish. All right, so let's see here. Estimated page count. I wonder. All right, we will go ahead. I'll put. So from here, you put obviously how many pages your book is. All right. So whatever it is, you go ahead and click on that. Then from there, you click on the book size that you want your book. And just like I said before in the Amazon video, if you're unsure, 6x9 is the most common size. But if you're unsure, you can always have that conversation with the gentleman who formats, not the gentleman or woman who ends up formatting your book. You can even have the conversation with them. I was just thinking in my mind of the people that assisted me with that, but you can have that conversation with the person you use to format your book if you're unsure. And then another thing that you can do, which is the most obvious, is to model, like I said before. So you come, let's say you have an idea, you write something, and then from there you go to the website and you look up similar books that may be similar to yours, and you see what size they put their book at. Okay, so that's how you tend to do that. So in this situation, we're going to go ahead and click on 6x9. We will go ahead, again, you choose what color, you choose the color option. I'm just going to use black and white. I'm using paperback. And I'm going to do matte. Oh, let's see here. Let me see if I click gloss then. Okay. Every now and then it acts up. Let's see here. So let me even just refresh the page, guys. Bear with me. All right, we're going to do that again. 51 pages, go to the page size. Again, I'm sticking with 6 times 9. Scrolling down here, we're going to go ahead and do the black and white, the paperback, matte, and the cream. So what just happened to me, guys, that happens every now and then. I've noticed that at Barnes & Noble, so just do exactly what I just did. Just refresh the page. That does happen to barnesandnobles.com every now and then. But don't let that slow you down. It's still, like, I love Barnes & Nobles. The thing I'll tell you about Barnes & Nobles, I'll probably tell you it towards the end too, of what I love about them. So click save and continue, which I did. And again, I chose the cream paper, as you could tell. Okay, so from here, let's prepare your file. So when your file is ready, you would just go ahead and upload it. All right, from here, it's showing you everything, guys. It makes it very simple. So especially when you are communicating with your graphic designer, you're able to print this out and you can just give it to your graphic designer, and that'll make it easier for them to immediately make sure your book cover is the right size. So keep that in mind. I think it's very beneficial when it comes to that. So I'm just going to, let's see here. We're going to skip to upload your file. I'm just showing you how these things work. So you would see this, you would drag the files from your computer, or if you're uploading from your phone, you upload it there. All right, and then I'm just jumping around here, guys. I'm aiming to see if I can go further. Okay, just so I can show you. All right, here's the cover section. So how do you want to upload your cover file? These are the options. Sometimes with the graphic designer, they may give you front and back cover, or other times they may give you the full cover. I would encourage to ask them for the full cover, which would include the spine as well, also the back of the book as well too, okay? After that, we would go to book details. All right, so from here, guys, you put in the title of your book, just like we talked about, the subtitle, your publisher name. That can be, it's entirely up to you as far as what publisher name that you want to put. I will tell you that if you use Barnes & Noble's free ISBN, it's going to say Barnes & Noble. So that's the thing about the ISBN. If you're using their ISBN, it's going to have their name on it. If you purchase your own ISBN, then you are in control as far as the name that's going to be, the publisher name that's going to be on the book, okay? Then you put the publication date. You can set it as a pre-order or make it available immediately. All right, from here, guys, just like we talked about, is this book part of a series? You click yes or no. We got the book description right there. Mainly focus on here, not this one. Don't get confused with this one. Just focus on this one, okay? Because this is the one that tends to appear on the site. And we've already went over the book description. We already know how important that is, so to be very mindful of what you're putting there. Okay, so that's all of that. We got the vendor form. I'm gonna still aim to skip that for now. And now we're here. And what I'm aiming to do, guys, I'm seeing if it's gonna show the royalty. Okay, so it's probably not gonna show the royalty section yet until you fill out that vendor form. Let me go to the vendor form here. Yeah, okay, that's not a problem at all. So it's gonna show the royalty option after the book details. It should ask you about the royalty option. So with the royalties, guys, I know that I went over that already. Couple of things with the royalties. What I love about Barnes & Noble's, guys, compared to Amazon is that, so with Amazon, as you already know, you're going to get paid every 60 days. With Barnes & Noble's, however, you're going to get paid every 30 days. Okay, so they're going to pay you faster. Not only that, it's less competition on Barnes & Noble's. Okay, believe it or not. So keep that in mind. And remember, just like how I showed you guys in general on how to write a book from scratch, you can do that same thing with Barnes & Noble. So obviously, regardless if you're publishing your book on Barnes & Noble's, you would still go to Amazon. You can still go to Amazon and see what the bestsellers are there and kind of get some ideas and then publish that same book here. Okay, so you can still do that because a lot of times if it's selling very well at Amazon, it could also be selling very well in Barnes & Noble's. But then another simple thing that you can do is just do the exact same thing that we're already doing that we did with Amazon. We would just do that to Barnes & Noble's, right? So right now, like for instance, go ahead and type in Barnes & Noble's. Okay, it pops up, click on Barnes & Noble. From here, we go ahead and click on the Barnes & Noble site. Okay, and all of this pops up. I'm sure, yep, there we go. All of that pops up. And then let me scroll up for a second here. We're gonna go to books and we're gonna go to Barnes & Noble's bestsellers. All right, here we go. Same thing, guys. Right? Does this look familiar? Same thing with Amazon. See how this is #1 in the Barnes & Noble store? Only difference is that there's no, at least to my knowledge yet, there's nothing to let you know as far as how much this book is bringing in per day, each day, just like how we were able to find out with Amazon, to my knowledge. But the one thing you'll know for certain is that obviously if it's #1 in the whole Barnes & Noble store, you know it's selling off the roof. And just like you did with Amazon, you can look at these books because Barnes & Noble has a different audience, okay? Different audience, different customers tend to purchase their book on Barnes & Nobles. So you see, we still got this one. This sells everywhere. So this is #3 on Barnes & Nobles, but it's #1 on Amazon. So same thing, guys. You can look at any one of these books to get some ideas, looking at the book covers, everything, just like we went over in that second video. Okay, all these different books. So if you wanted to publish your book on Barnes & Nobles directly and take advantage of that, these are the type of books that are selling very well. So you would aim to, if you wanted to, you would aim to model these books and come up with something of your own. But most importantly, although I'm showing you this option, remember, as I said before, no, I'm repeating myself, the first video, the most important thing, no matter what, is your mindset. Still, if you have a book in mind that you're passionate about writing, write and publish that book. All right, very important. Okay, since we were not able to visually show you the royalties, guys, I'm just going to come back to that PDF. But again, it's very easy. You know, that's the main thing I wanted to make sure that you guys are aware of with the royalties. What I like is that you're going to get paid every 30 days with Barnes & Noble Press, and there's not as much competition on Barnes & Nobles as well. So if you're thinking about publishing on Barnes & Nobles directly, go ahead and do it. You have nothing to lose because, as I said before, there's not as much competition, and if your book is ranked highly, just like those books I just showed you, you're gonna get paid very well from those books. Trust me when I tell you on that. All right, so you got how you get paid on Barnes & Noble's Press. So you can flow with the abundance you deserve. So step 1, royalties, what you earn. So you can earn royalties based on list price and printing costs. Print books, you receive 55% of the list price, minus printing costs, which varies based on page count, ink, and trim size. Ebooks, you earn 70% royalty if your ebook is priced between 99 cents to $199.99. That's something I didn't know. All right. Then we have the example print book at $14.99 with $4.10 print cost. You earn $4.14 per copy. Ebook at $9.99, you earn $6.99 per copy. So you're always able to get more off your ebooks as far as the royalty rate wise. Okay, so next we got step 2, where the sales come from. You earn royalties from the Barnes & Noble's website, the Nook e-readers, which is equivalent to the Kindle e-readers, the Barnes & Noble mobile app, currently focused mostly on the US market, which means strong visibility and trust with US readers. So keep that in mind about Barnes & Nobles. How you get paid, as I said to you before, payments are made monthly through either direct deposit, which is the fastest method, or check, only if direct deposit isn't possible. Okay, Barnes & Nobles will pay you 30 days after the end of the month in which sales were made. Example, you make sales in January, you're going to receive that payment end of February. Step 4, minimum payment threshold. You need to reach at least $10 US for direct deposit, $100 US for check payments. Tip, direct deposit equals quicker payouts, lower threshold, no delays. Okay, step 5, tracking your sales. You're going to log into the BarnesandNoblesPress.com website. Head to your sales report section, see daily ebook and print sales, monthly royalty reports, download spreadsheets to keep track of earnings. And then remember, guys, Barnes & Noble pays every month like clockwork. You can track your success in real time. Every sale is another life touched through your words. The money is simply matching the impact you're already creating. All right, so guys, that wraps it up for this video. I hope you was able to get everything you needed to start your publishing career with Barnes & Nobles. Highly recommend them. I love Barnes & Nobles for those reasons that I gave you before. It's not as saturated compared to Amazon. And again, it's a different audience. So just like I said, it is wisdom to study the market as far as what's selling on there, but it's also wisdom, even more wisdom, to have the right mindset. You already know what I was going to say about that. So that's most important. But yeah, I love Barnes & Nobles. Against one of the main reasons just because of the fact they pay a lot faster. They pay every 30 days versus Amazon paying every 60 days. All right, so guys, that wraps this up. I will see you in the next video.